Y'all, I'm on TikTok watching kids get puppies. I started crying with them. All the kids, they're like between the age of like 6 and 12. When they get their puppies, they started crying. And I was like, oh. I was like, wow, I really, as much as I can't take care of a dog, I find them to be superior. Just smart animals. And when you tell them no, they just like, they're like, okay. And they don't do it, you know? Unlike some other animals out here. Costing you all kinds of money because they refuse to drink water. And because they have the most gentle internal intestines. Anyways, I cannot be walking a dog in the snow, though. Let me tell you. It's not free. That's not my ministry. So I'm waiting for people to come in. And they were also playing You Are Not Alone over it watching, and I was like, Jesus Louises. Hi, Mickey. Just, eating a little noodles for those of you who hate the sound of chewing. Put yourself on mute. I love the sound of crunching. So if you see me on Cornstarch Talk, mind your business. Another day is gone. I'm still all alone. I got this for 84 cents from the Walmart, or the Mart of Wall, if you will. Wall's Mart, Wally's World, as my dad was once calling it before he decided it was the worst place ever. I have to frequent Wally's World because your girl is in she's in budget mode. 84 cents, no sugar. Tastes like sparkling apple juice with that like aspartame aftertaste, Emily, hello. Welcome from Facebook. Jasmine, hello. Hard to know, hello. Babs, hello. Pauline, hey. Girl, you welcome back. I miss you too. I've been back since September. So many people are like, oh my God, you're back. I'm like, okay, you either do not follow me on Instagram. You also do not, like, for whatever reason, YouTube doesn't send you my details. You're not just checking in on me every week for the last 3 years to see when I was coming back. Just kidding. I don't know what happened. YouTube is like not telling people. Emily, hello. Who else? Miss Paris. Hi. Joy. Hey girl, hey. Here's Jasmine, just like over here, just welcoming everybody in the room. You guys, this is Jasmine. If you don't know who she is, you should. She's boy mom on most things. That's how I know it's her. Whenever somebody comments and they're like, boy mom, I'm like, oh, that's Jasmine. Brunel, hi. Welcome. I think I got everybody. Yeah, I got you all. 16 people in the room. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Waiting for more people to come into the room as per usual. If you are #replay gang, please check the description box below to see when the video starts. Cup of noodle. This was 84 cents. And this was some like 62 cents. I said 62 cents for a cup noodle? Do you know this used to be 4 for $1? I said I had to call my brother. I said, brother, did you know that the cup noodle is more than 25 cents? He was like, yes, it's inflation. I said 64 cents? I can't even get 2 for $1 of cup noodle? That's crazy. Maruchan? Okay, Maruchan held me down. Girl. Oh, hack. If you love these salted sodium-filled, I was gonna say beverages, foodstuffs. If you add some lime or lemon to it, and some hot sauce if you're feeling froggy, some Valentina if you're like specific, but Tapatio if you don't have it. Fire. Fire. I don't have Tapatio or Valentina, but I did see it at Aldi, the Valentina, and I said, this is a good price. Good price for Valentina. I just don't, there's not enough of me to have a big ass bottle of Valentina. Or even and the Tapatio, I was like, this ain't Tapatio prices. I need this to go down to $1.99. I'm just haven't been broke in so long. And so now the prices of everything. And I'm like, $3.29 for some Tapatio, girl. Let me find myself the Mexican mart. See what they're talking about. It might be expensive there too. But I only have Valentina at a good price. Valentina is really good on like chicharrones. I gotta take a drive over to St. Paul because St. Paul's where all the bomb Mexican stuff is. Anyways, I'll use some lemon or some lime, like a half of one, a full one if you're feeling froggy. In this, girl, fire. Fire. Okay, sorry for chewing in everyone's face. Here we go. What does it say? Them things used to be 10 cents. I think they were up to 33 cents. Really? I think I used that to release hot sauce part, not the lemon. Put the lemon in it. The lemon and the salt really balance each other out in a diabolical way. I can't eat a cup noodle without it. I gotta have it in my cup noodle. I matched with 90 Day Fiance. I matched with a 90 Day Fiance's ex-husband on a dating app. Should I go? Yes. Yes, Anaya. What are you talking about? For the plot. For the plot. And you need to come back here and tell me what happened. In fact, come back here, give me your email, and go live with me and tell me what happened. Who was that? I matched with a 90 Day Fiance's ex-husband. Who? First of all, don't come in here and just give vague information, girl. Who? Who was it? Mickey agrees. Mickey says, go on that date. Go on that date. Literally choosing violence. Go on that date. Email me at justcallmewat@gmail.com and come on the channel. What are you even asking me questions for, Anaya? I don't understand. I don't understand. If you don't know that date, the Lord's working together as the research. What are you even talking about? Don't ask me no questions. Just come after the date. Woo! You know who I want to have on the channel? And I got to reach out to him. I don't know if he's watching it. Is Molly's ex-husband, the police from New York City. What's his name? In my mind, it's Kells. But he's fun. He's fun. He's a good time. I didn't actually. How did I meet him? Oh, you know what? Linda Antwi. We did she did like a 90 Day Fiance, all the girlies like thing, and he was one of the people she had on there. Kelly. Yeah, Kelly, cool people. You must accept. What are you talking about? And now you come back to the chat. I don't know why you're quiet now. You wasn't quiet at 6:06. It's now 6:09, and we haven't heard back from you. When you left that message at 6:06, now everybody coming for you, and you're over here quiet. You better come back in this chat and talk to us. We need to be live on the phone during the date. Let me tell you, I'm gonna go live on TikTok. Okay, you join the live. I'm gonna make you a host, and then you just let us hear the whole thing, and we'll be quiet. Huh, chat. We be quiet. But when he leave, I talk again. Oh God, why is that so funny to me? That's right. Right. We'll be quiet. Hi, dating doula. How's Canada? Also, shout out to all the Canadians. Hello. You know what I'm watching? And this is me giving you a little, like, you know how I do sexy vampires having sex while having sex. Well, it's not the same thing. It's not paranormal, but it's equally as interesting. And I feel like it's a Canadian show just because of where it's being filmed, the fact that they are doing like things with Montreal, and it's about hockey. There's this show called Heated Rivalry. Now, I'm telling you, it is LGBT. GBT. LGBT. Okay? It's giving red, white, and what is that? I watch that a lot too. I'm really into like the like good quality uh gay male content. It's called Eating Rivalry, about two closeted hockey players, and one is more closeted than the other. Yes, girl. Yes. Yeah, yes. Okay. Canadian girlies know what's happening. It's hot because it's not, I mean, it is adult, rated TV MA. Hell, it may be what is not rated? Remember when they were really salacious? They wouldn't be R, they would be like in something. Anyways, she said what red, white, and blue should have been. Yeah. Yeah, it's that. Anyways, it's Heated Rivalry. It's on Crave, but you can also watch it on HBO. I think it comes out every Thursdays at 11. And it's good. Like, the acting is not bad. NC-17, girl. That girl, it was escaping me. It's NC-17. It's raw, it's real, but it's decent acting. It's good acting. Because a lot of times, like, I don't know, remember Noah's Ark? I tried to watch that and I said, listen, if you're going to give me homosexual content, I need these homosexuals to know how to act. Okay, I'm gonna need some acting happening here. I'm not just watching it because I whatever. I want to actually see good acting, and it's good acting. I didn't actually understand like what I was watching until I started watching it, and then I said, "Oh." And my neighbor's Russian and gay, but female, and I sent her a shot of it when the Russian guy is like, "I'm Russian. We don't blush." I sent it to her, and she responds back, "This is correct." So I was like, you guys. She's like, "What channel is this on? I'm gonna watch it." And I'm like, it's a lot of in Russian too, like, but the character speaks in it. So I was like, "Hello, here you go. You're welcome." Not that you can't get Russian TV, I'm sure, but Anyways, who's Chantal? Oh, hey, girl. We're not on the recap at all, girl. We're just chatting. First, I thought you were talking about Chantal, of the family Chantal. I said, Chantal's in the chat. Chantal Jimenez? Okay, what did someone say? Another one is a K-drama. It's called, I think, Dance 10. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna get into it. Finally, a show that I have a subscription for. Oh, it's Japanese. Okay. Yeah. I will look into that too. All right, we're 13 minutes in. Got my pen and paper. I got my notes. We're gonna have a good time, y'all. What is this? The other way. Hello, Siento. Finally, some titles that I actually understand what's happening. It's crazy because this is honestly the Anthony and Manin show. I don't think we've had one episode without them. And if we've had it, it's only been one. Anthony and Manin are in every single, they have gotten so much airtime. I wonder if she is using this power for good. Like, I wonder what their social medias are like, even though the community is eating up poor Manin. So I just wonder how she's doing. Y'all are eating my girl up. Eating her up. Okay, let's start now. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Hey, my name is Wah, and I do recaps of relationship reality TV shows such as 90 Day Fiance, Love After Lockup, Love is Blind. So if you are all interested in that content, please subscribe to my channel. If you get the hee hee ha ha's while watching this and you want to give your girl a tip, you can do so with the options down below. Otherwise, hashtag replay gang. Hey y'all, let's jump right in. First, let's see what's going on in here. We've got our staples, everyone. Jasmine's in the room being a moderator and doing such a lovely job with it. And let's jump right in. Our first couple that we are going to talk about is Manon and Luke. No, Madeline and Luke. So they are having their marriage weekend, and Maried, that's what she says. Because the way she says it feels like she learned English by reading it, which is fantastic. Anyone who has learned an extra language is one top tier in my books, because I have been trying to learn Spanish, as you all know, for the better part of 20 years, and I still don't have it down. And so kudos to her, not making fun of her, but she does say Mariet, which makes sense if you're reading it. And sometimes Jasmine does the same thing. But anyways, so they're at the place and she's getting ready and she's like, I look so good, but look, I don't feel good. And she's trying to like Hansel and Gretel the situation and drop little breadcrumbs, but Luke is just so dense and dumb that he's not getting it. And I'm like, listen here, dummy. The minute you have a partner who you know is not on birth control, who you know you guys are not having protected sex with, tells you that they're not feeling good and they throw up, if you don't know what that means, or if you don't even have a moment where you're like, use a dummy and you deserve whatever consequences of your action. Thank you so much, Hard to Know. I appreciate it. So here we got dummy Luke not picking up the breadcrumbs, okay? So she's making a mess. And he's like, baby, we've only been here a day and you're just like making a mess. And I'm like, you know what? She's been everywhere making a mess. Why do you have to comment on it now? If that were me, I'd be like, have you seen my house? Have you seen me dip a claw into Nutella and suck it from my hands? Don't tell me I'm a mess. I know that and I don't care. So she puts on a teeny tiny situation. It's like a Fashion Nova situation where it's just like titties out. And God bless her. And he's like, do you want me to go by myself? And she's like, no, I am the one who do this together. I'm going with you. And he's like, okay. She was like, I asked for sympathy, not for you to go on your own. So they're in the car and she has to pull over to vomit. So she pulls over, she vomits. And then he's like, do you want me to drive? And she's like, yes. And so she gets into the car and he's like, what can I get for you, baby? And she's like, I want a lemon. And he's like, okay. So he goes into the supermarket and he gets the lemon. I guess he gets the lemons he doesn't ask them to cut them. He doesn't get them put on a little plato. He doesn't get them put in a little bowl. He doesn't add her sal. And he gets in the car and starts driving. And she's like, I asked you to give me one thing and you can't even do it for me. And here's the truth. Do I think her reaction is an overreaction? Yes. Do I think that his reaction is an underreaction? Yes. I think they're both wrong here. She's an animal for screaming in the way that she does and for yelling at him in the way that she has been. But also, he's crazy. If a person tells you that they're sick and they don't feel well and they ask you to stop at the gas station rudely, then the least you can do is cut the lemon and put the salt on it so that they have it to be able to suck down. She doesn't even want the lemon. She's like, I brought you a whole bag of lemons. And I'm like, that's so indicative of a man. I mean, and I don't mean to be like, I hate doing the gender thing, but some men are just socialized to not think past the like stopping at the gas station. And I don't know what that is, because I feel like my dad took care of me. Like, I don't know what that is. If I was sick, he would cut the lemon. If I'm like, oh, no, I want this. Can you like, I'm notorious for going to the grocery store, coming home with mangoes and watermelons and just handing them to my father, like, here you go. You are the cutter professional. And he's going to take it and he's going to go into the kitchen and he's going to cut it up, and he's going to cut up some limes, and he's going to cut up. It's just what you do. It's like, it's part of the service, right? And so if my partner, I tell them I'm sick and that I need to stop and get some Pepto-Bismol, and then they come into the car and they put the Pepto-Bismol in the back and leave it in the bag, they don't open it up, give me a little, hey, pass it to me. They don't do all of that, or even just pass it to me. Maybe take the little wrapper off and pass it to me. I'd be like, did you go and get the Pepto-Bismol? He's like, oh yeah, it's in the back somewhere. Let me just try to retch around. Let me just try to retch around. Shout out to the Kings of Comedy. And get it for you, because it's right there in the back. And I get what she's saying, but instead of hollering at him like a banshee, she needs to break up with him. Right? It's like people want to yell and scream as opposed to just breaking up. I don't want to yell and scream. I'm one of those people too. And I'm like, what did it's in maybe next episode or next show. But like, if we have a conversation and we agree on something, and then the next time we talk, you're like, that's not what I said, or no, this happens later, Madeline and Luke. That's not what I said, or I don't remember saying that. Oh, you don't remember saying that? Okay. Well, I'm going to move out, because I can't be with somebody who either A, doesn't listen to me, or B, doesn't retain the things that I say. Doesn't remember the things that they said themselves. I just can't. It drives me so bonkers and nuts that I'm going to end up being resentful to you. And so we might as well just end it now. You cannot tell me you don't remember that. You can, unless you are diagnosed with some memory issue, I'm going to need you to start taking some ginkgo biloba and figure it out, because you're not going to tell me you don't remember the conversation we had. So anyways, she's like, I cannot be pregnant. I'm just thinking, I'm so stressed because we're fighting and I cannot be pregnant. So they get to the place and they have to walk up a hill. It's beautiful. And she gets out and she's like, I don't want to. And he has to put her shoes on for her, so for her to do it. So he puts her shoes on her. She like trudges up this hill. She's like, ay, the mosquitoes. And I'm like, oh, I'm out. No mosquitoes. I can't. No. Because a mosquito will have me bit up and scarred up for the rest of my life. I can't do it. So she walks up the hill better than me. They get there. They see the plants. It looks like it's going to be beautiful. And I'm going to be honest with you. I understood everything that surveyor said. I was like, go with my Spanish. I understood everything. I said, ¿Dónde está la piscina? Oh, great. I love it. I understood all of it. And I was like, this looks like it's going to be great. Now we find out there's two different lots. There's a bigger lot. There's a small lot. He says to her after the man leaves, whatever lot you want for us is the lot that I will put half your name on. The other lot, though, will only be in my name. And she's like, so you walking back what you said? And he's like, well, what I'm saying, she's like, is yes or no? And it's because he either doesn't remember what he said, or he kind of made like a half-assed comment, and she took it as though he understood. And so we get the camera roll back as to what he said. And he said, I'm willing to put your name on a part of it. So he didn't back out. She just didn't hear exactly what he said. Hi, Joslo. And didn't do what was best for her at the beginning. Hi, Marsha. Hello. So these two obviously are not meant to be together. We all know this from Jump Street. She's worried that she's pregnant. He is telling her like, and she's like, I'm the one who negotiated all this. And I thought to myself, then why doesn't she negotiate the fact that she gets one lot and he gets the other? But he's not, we're not going to have two things and then you get 1.5 and I get 1/2. That's not how this is going to work. He's like, well, I'm just protecting myself. Like, what if we get divorced the next day? I said, then don't get married the day before. If you were going to get divorced the next day, don't get married the day before. Is that not common sense? Is that? I don't understand. Are we not on this on el mismo página? I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, it's done. It's over. We don't belong together. We don't belong together. Who am I gonna meet? No, when times get rough. Who's gonna talk to me on the phone till the sun comes up? Who? No one. No one. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm not gonna even be on the phone that long. I'm sleeping. Because there's somebody better. Ooh, baby, baby, we don't belong together. Go ahead and write that, Mariah. Make it a hit. Make it a hit. So, anyways, that's the end of them. Now we move on to Greta and Matthew, y'all. Hooty doody doody. So Greta and Matthew. Greta's sitting up in this hotel room like, I can't believe I just did that yesterday. Matthew's walking down Cherry Lane, trying to meet the Muffin Man in his little cottage village to meet his dad, who looks younger than him. How is that possible? Not younger. The dad looks like an older brother. And I said, and then we saw what the mom looked like. And she doesn't look bad. They just don't look like they're the same generation. They don't look like they go together real bad, even though they've been together forever. So dad is like, you got to fight for love and all that shenanigans. And I'm like, in this instance, that kind of makes sense. Matthew says that he thinks that she has a very storybook idea of love. And if it always isn't fun, fast, and furious and making her feel like excited every single moment, that she's not into it. And I think that's a fair call out. But that's not something that he can necessarily help her with. Because again, we do not live in the 1930s. She has options. So unfortunately, she's going to have to figure out that that's not the case after her third breakup. You know what I mean? Like, if she hasn't realized that now, and she's just kind of chasing the fun of relationships and the butterflies of it and all of those emotional strong feelings of it, then he's gonna have to let her go, and then maybe she'll circle back around. I don't think that he needs to fight for anything, because she's the one who's making this choice. And I think that she's just going to have to lie in the bed in which she has made. And he shouldn't stress himself out. I get that he's going through it, because he is going through it about it. And I'm saying all this as somebody who has just watched a lot of relationships happen and break up, and a few actually stay together. So I'm just a voyeur. I'm just an observer of things. I don't actually know. But I know that relationships aren't perfect, and they're not perfect all the time. And B, there are going to be, I think there's 5, to me, fundamental things. And I've said that a million times to you guys what they are. But I think you have to choose what they are for yourself. And if that person meets those things, anything else is you choosing to nitpick. And that's something that you can absolutely do, but you have to face the consequences of it. And the consequences is now you have been crying all night, and you are sitting in a hotel room looking forlorn, and the only friends that you have right now are the 3 cameramen and the 2 producers that are just staring at you. So I don't know how long her visa is for. I don't know how long she's planning on staying in the hotel. He's giving her some space, but I think that he needs to wait for her to come to him. She's already said to him in front of all of America, and even at the time, not all of America, but at least 8 producers, that she's not in love with him anymore, and she cannot force herself to be in love with him, and that they just need to move on and go their separate ways. After 4 days. Matthew, it hurts, it's hard, it's gut-wrenching, but send that weirdo fish and put it back in the pond and let it think about what it did. Let it think about what it did. That's all I gotta say about them. He's gonna send his dad over to have a conversation with him, and I think the dad's a little bit annoyed. Like, and they wanted them to make it work, but I think also she's silly for not recognizing that his family was gonna have a big impact on it too. Like sometimes when you make choices, you got to realize that there's more than one person, you and the other person involved. That there are going to be like ripples in the water. And those ripples are every other person that at least we know she knows in this cottage village town, right? She has to face his parents at some point. She's got to face his siblings who she's met several times. And then she's got to look at them and be like, I don't love your son after 4 days. 4 days and 6 months to be exact. The last 6 months, I realized I wasn't into him. Then I came here anyway, and I brought a whole camera crew with me. I signed up for a show. I signed up for a show called 90 Day Fiance the other way. The whole time that I went through the show's process, I was falling out of love with your son. Because this is not like they don't just sign up for the show and someone calls them and is like, hey. I imagine that they go through at least 3 interviews with different producers to be chosen for the show. This is not a process that just happens, It doesn't happen just like that. So you now got to sit down with these people and be like, I brought all of these strangers from the US and some of them from the UK to your cottage to break up with your son over shepherd's pie that I have been crying into the entire. I put a spell on him, and then I put a spell on the shepherd's pie. Like, go ahead and tell these people that. What? A commercial played? Dang, will a commercial just be playing in the middle of your lives now? Oh, well, I welcome them. What? That is wild. You know what I did? I did put on some kind of monetization situation to because they offered it to me and I was like, okay. I didn't realize it was going to happen. Thank you for telling me. Maybe I'll change the frequency. I hope it waits until I take like a pregnant pause. What commercial? No. Well, we'll have to deal with it this time. I'll see what it is. Yeah. Hi, Rashana. Twice? Oh, well, it's been 30 minutes. It's been 30 minutes. That's a lot, though. Okay. Thank you so much, Anaya. I appreciate it. Thank you for telling me. I'll change it. I can change it to low, I think. The options. I had no idea that it was during the middle of that. Nope, right in the middle of your thoughts. All right. Well, I'll leave it on. Thank you guys for telling me. I didn't know that. But also, cheers to the monetization. I'll have some more of my Fiji apple aspartame sparkling beverage. 84 cents. Okay. Let's move on now. What are you guys saying? Is everyone ad stuck? I'll tell you the next time it comes up and what it was. Thank you. Let me know. Facebook, how y'all doing over there? Are there any ads jumping up in the middle of the thing? You know what is crazy? So the reason why I changed the ads on YouTube is because I'm trying to figure out. I went to Facebook because I already told you this. I'm trying to figure out why I could have a video have 5,000 views on Facebook and get $2, but then I'll have a video do 800 on YouTube and get 30. You know what I mean? What's the difference? If I can get them Facebook views onto YouTube, that would help me out exponentially. I need to get them. I need everyone to come to YouTube because YouTube is the platform that pays me. Facebook be playing in my face. I'm like, this video got 6.8 views, and you have the audacity to send me $6.90. I'm not even exaggerating. Let me find it. $6.90. I said, oh, y'all playing games. Is this? I don't know if this is not it. How do I find it? It's an invoice somewhere that I saw. I said Facebook. And so I was just trying to figure out like what am I doing wrong? Because I've been out of this game for a long time. Oh, Meta. That's what I'm looking for. Meta search. Invoice? What does this say? Oh, I'm sorry. $4.92. $4.92 from 11/1 to 11/25. $4.92. I said Facebook, I mean, give it to me, but also y'all tripping. I'll take it, but not even $5. Y'all tripping. Okay. Let's move on. It's so funny. Yeah, because the more to mail the check. That's what I'm saying. TikTok doesn't, I don't get paid from TikTok. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. Okay. Let's move on to Jenny and Sumit. So now Jenny get on my nerves. I really thought that this season would be about them, which is kind of why I took them out of, not took them out of context, but they're the thumbnail because they are the 90 Day Fiance OGs, the true like love story of like against all odds. We've seen so many different layers. They've given us so much comedic goods and all this stuff. And then we finally get the family to a place of like peace and harmony. And this woman don't know how to do basic math. And she gonna look at her man and tell her man, I told you I don't want to deal with any money because I don't know how to do that. And it pissed me off. Let me tell you why. I think there's always going to be a side of me that is jealous of people. And I'm going to say jealous, envious, whatever the negative one, the real bad one of that are able to decide that they are not good at something and then just not do it. I pay all my bills by myself. Okay. I am unable to make a decision about something that I am not good at and be like, I just won't do that. Like it has to be damn near hurting me to not do it. I hurt my neck on Friday. I couldn't go to work. I didn't have this range of motion. Like even that hurts. Ow. Anyways, I hurt my neck on Friday. Do you know that I got on stage Saturday night? I had to call out from the day job on Saturday, and went to the night job to do my drag with a stiff ass neck. I just can't. I don't have that. I don't have that privilege. Now she's in a foreign country, and she has supported her man and wants this business to do well. And all she has to do is say 4 + 4 is 8. And she gonna look at that man and get an attitude and be like, I don't know how the money works. I thought he was giving me back the change. You have lived in India for at least 4 years. What a privilege to just be able to kick back and relax to where you don't even have to count money. And Sumit is like, this is our business. This is the thing that's going to get us out of my parents' house. And I'm asking you to learn how to count the money. And if you need the calculator, get the calculator. And she's like, no, I already told you I don't want to handle any money. So what does she want him to do? Come from the back after cooking to count money for her every transaction? Unless he already has to come up because he's the only person who has the square or whatever it is to pay. I just don't get it. I don't get this like Jesus take the wheel mentality and like, well, I guess I can't work here anymore. I knew it was going to be difficult working and living with people. I guess I can't be here anymore because I don't know that 6 + 4 = 10. I'm like, is the shit like, $7.99? No. It's all whole numbers. And you know how much it costs. You told her it costs 60. You told this one it costs 90. So if somebody gives you 100, you give them back 10. If somebody gives you, like, what are you talking about? Money is money, girl. I don't know. And so like it just really annoyed me because she's like getting a full attitude with him in front of people. She's like, I'm not going to sit up here and be embarrassed. And I'm like, you are embarrassing yourself by not knowing math. And also them little girls, they should have been like, oh mom, you gave me too much. Here you go. I was like, these little scammer, little college kids took this money. If I was Sumit, I would have been like, hey, hey, give me this money back. They were like, okay. On camera, they scammed that woman. On camera, they scammed that woman. That's so funny. They guess they were like, well, maybe they gave me all my money back because I agreed to be featured on this show. So maybe my payment for getting mic'd up and for allowing the cameras to show my face is a free cappuccino. And also, I wanted to know how them cappuccinos were because they felt very heavy. You all know that the cappuccino, and I'm not an expert in this, but a cappuccino is just a shot of espresso with foam on top. So it should be very light. A latte is a shot or two of espresso with milk and then foam on top. And the big ass lattes that we drink here in America aren't necessarily like it. A lot of times the lattes will still be in a small cup. It just has way more milk than espresso. Anyways, that's it. So I was just really frustrated. And then this person was like, oh, you guys have real ground coffee beans. That's really good. And he's like, yes, tell your friends. I'm like, good for Sumit for upselling, because that man came and said, I want a cappuccino. And he was like, do you want some, I don't remember what the dish was, but I was just saying, you want some roti? And he was like, no. He's like, no, we're making it fresh right now. We got it. Don't worry. 5 minutes. And he was like, okay. And I said, good for you, Sumit. Good for you. Cause I'm terrible at upselling. I don't ever, the rejection of being told no, even though you're supposed to, is just like too much for me. It's too much for me. All right. What are you guys saying? You're not a damsel or a basement dwelling man. That's why you think you can do things. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Also, I have to do things. Hello. Hello, it was a lesson. So Jenny never goes to the store on her own. I guess not. If you give me extra money, I'm taking it. Not on TV. Right. They were like, thanks for the coffee. Hey, she is golden. How did she survive all this time? She's 70 and did not drown in soup. Oh, girl, drown in soup, can't make her own spaghetti. Like, just out here. Just out here. The one thing I will say about Jenny is I do love her like 90s photos of her and her family with her short haircut. Jenny will stay with a man of color. Okay? Jenny will stay with a man of color. she will her eldest daughter is half Latino, is a Latina, and her two youngest girls are half Black. I said, okay, Jenny, I see you, international baddie who don't know how to count money. The way she handed it back the money to the girls. Yes. Jenny knows she's a senior citizen and is done learning things. Jenny is the type of kid that you can't gentle parent. She looked at Sumit and was like, I already told you I don't want to count this money. I said, oh, you don't want to count the money, but you want to make the coffee, girl? If you don't sit yourself down somewhere. Jenny paid reparation for her ancestors. Her ancestors had already come to the U.S. By the time that the Anglo-Saxons had gone over there to India, causing trouble. Okay, let's move on to the stars of this show. Stars of this show. Yeah, she has 3 daughters. 3 daughters. The only daughter we know is her older one, Becky, I think her name is. Oh, I didn't know the younger ones were half Black. Okay, yeah. I saw a picture and I was like, oh, okay, Jenny. She needs a high chair and a nap. For sure. Audacity. All right. So let's move on to Manon and Anthony. Y'all, I already told you last episode that I had to leave Manon, but I'm done with her this episode. It took me 15 episodes to see what you guys were saying. 14. So it's a few weeks later, and she says that things are good, which I go, oh, that's a lie. And she says that Ben is doing well with her and they're getting along famously and things are fine. And then we meet her friend Dorianne. So Dorianne and her are starting a company where they're going to make their skincare products out of goat's milk. And so they're calling it Biquette Beauty. And Biquette is, I guess, a female goat or a baby lamb. I'm not sure. One of those, female of that animal. And she says that she has a secret. And the secret is that this entire time, for the last 2 weeks, maybe 3, she has been telling Anthony that she's gone with Dorianne in order to go over paperwork for the house that they've finally decided on buying. But really, what she's been doing in tandem to going over the paperwork is she has been talking to Dorianne about their skincare business. And so we see her and some maybe investors, or not investors, but people who are going to project manage and help her create a business document for this this idea she has for her and Dorianne. And she's like, I have to tell Anthony because I've been keeping hints from him because he's going to tell me, no, you're moving too fast, you have to stop, and I don't want to hear that. So I'm going to tell him in front of Dorianne what I'm doing. And so she asks him to pick her up, and so he gets there, she sits him down, and she ends up telling him that, I know that you think that I am working on paperwork for the house, and that's not it. I'm working on other things. Also, but basically just saying this is also what we've been working on. And he's like, okay. And she's like, remember you said you would support me? Huh, Anthony? Remember? And I said to myself, that is not the way you start this conversation out, because you're wrong. And instead of you starting out humble, you were starting out challenging him. You said you were going to support me. So it doesn't matter that I didn't tell you this thing, because you promised support. And so then he's like, I'm just saying that the reason why we moved here is so that you can break the habit of becoming a workaholic. And you becoming an entrepreneur is you going back into being a workaholic. That is what I'm saying. You can't see it because you're excited and you want to make money. And the prospect and the idea of making this money and being successful is so important to you. But remember, it was so important for you in LA that you lost in touch. You lost me, and you never developed a bond with your child. And these are the things that you told me you wanted. So I'm trying to help you and guide you. I need your support, Anthony. And he's like, it's not that I'm not supporting you. Is that I'm telling you is that this is a pattern of behavior and you're starting the pattern again. So he asks Dorianne, when you started your other business, what was that like for you? So Dorianne explains, yes, in the beginning it was very difficult. And I had to spend a lot of time away doing things for the business and I couldn't do whatever. So she gets a little frustrated, Manon. And and then she tries to interpret for him. And he's like, oh, I understand what she's saying. He's like, oh, okay, now you speak French. Okay. And I was like, Mama, I'm going to need you to take it down because you are all the way in the wrong here. Just bring it down. So she brings it down and they get into the car, and he says in his confessionals that he's annoyed that A, she had kept this from him, and B, then tried to tell her in front of her friend like a kid. That's kid behavior. That's like when you want to go, to a party, or you want to go to a sleepover, or you want to do something that you know that your parent would say no to. So you bring a friend because your parent is less likely to say no in front of that kid. And I always thought that was weird. Side note, for those parents out there, if I don't want my kid to go to a sleepover, I don't care how many little friends they bring around. I think what the difference is that when the kid starts going, please, can I go, please? The parent is less likely to hit them and tell them to stop asking stupid questions if the friend is around. But all for me, when my dad had to just be like, is look at me and be like, Wahima, no, you can't go to sleepovers. And I'd be like, okay. But I mean, for the way that I got away with so much stuff being able to go because I brought a friend with me is like there needs to be studied. It needs to be studied the way sometimes some parents will just fold because there's another child in the room that isn't theirs and they don't want to embarrass themselves by hollering at their own kid. That needs to be studied. Because I never understood. I was like, okay, my parents will less likely say no because you're here. But it's weird that there are some parents who want to like look good in front of the other kids that they'll say yes to something they wouldn't normally say to. Now, they're not going to yell at me and say no, but they could still say no and just be gentle about it. I also wasn't the please, 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 please kid. Like I wouldn't put my parent in that because I know that afterwards I would get in trouble for sure. Even if I was allowed to go to that sleepover afterwards, I would get in trouble for acting out. But anyways, so she does that, which is so weird to have Dorian there as like backup to prove that she should be allowed to do this. And I'm like, you've already proven that you can't do this. That is not, you know. So she tells him that it's gonna have a little financial drain on them, but she's willing to get a second job to be able to pay to finance it. And then later on, she ends up saying that she doesn't want to get a job and just work a boring job and like do that. And I'm like, but you got to work the boring job because you're not going to dip into the money, the house money to pay. She's like, we have to give a little bit, maybe 5, 10,000. And I don't know about y'all, but the difference between 5 and 10,000 is another 5,000. It's another 5,000. That's a huge difference for me. 5,000 is one thing, 10,000 is another thing. So you're gonna have to tell me. You have to tell me what it is. Any increment of 5 is a lot extra. It's a lot extra. So, anywho, she and him are driving home, and he starts to talk to her about it and like lays out the things that could go wrong. And she gets upset because she's like, "I just want you to support me by saying, okay, babe, let's do this. Just da da da." And he's like, "I can do that. I hear you. However, we also need to talk about your tone because your tone can get a little tonal." And she's like, "Okay," as though that's not true. And I was just like, "Nah, nope." And she's like, "Only thing I can hear is that Sarah was right. Is that, I'm in France now and the problems are coming with us and they're gonna be the same." And I'm like, "Yeah, because the problem is you. The problem is that you're a workaholic and and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think the reality of it is that you can't be mad at your husband and your child because they are no longer connected to you. Like, that is the give." She's like, "Women do it all the time. They work and they have children, and it's look at Dorian, she's happy." And that was Russian. I don't know why. It was Eastern European. But I'm just like, yeah, but obviously you've done this already and it did not work for you. Don't look at Dorian. Don't look at Dorian. Maybe Dorian has nannies. Maybe Dorian has older family members who will help her take care of her children. Maybe Dorian's husband is fully prepared and capable of taking care of the children without Dorian being there. But obviously Anthony has a problem with it. Like, so it's frustrating that she's like, "I'm really worried about my relationship with Anthony." And I said, "This car ride ain't telling me you're really worried, babe. This car ride is telling me that you are willing to push him to the edge, make him jump off of it. And then when you don't see him anymore, you're like, 'Anthony, why? Where are you, Anthony?' Like, he's jumped off the edge and he's gone about his life because you are keep pushing him." And if what is fulfilling you, if the thing that really brings you joy and peace in life is working, then go ahead and do that. Then you can have a conversation with Benjamin when he gets older about why you worked and he was with his dad. Like, do what you need to do for you if you feel so strongly in the moment about doing it. But then be prepared to have the conversation with Ben when he gets older as to why you weren't around very much. That's it. I know I said that that's just simple, but I think sometimes people just like don't want to do the hard thing. And I'm like, you got to do it. Either you're going to suffer or Ben is going to suffer. But you got to choose and then stay on that path and be prepared for the consequences. I said, listen, when he said, let's talk about that tone, I said, let's talk about that tone, baby, because she be talking to him out of pocket a lot. This one thing when you talk to him out of pocket because he's trying to do something nice for you and you're like, I don't like this. I'm so sorry. That farm, nonsense. That mime work, nonsense. Don't tell me you're Batman on Hollywood Boulevard. Absolutely not. But like otherwise, Manon. She's like, you tell me no all the time. I want the house and you tell me no. I can't imagine a scenario. It's like she's making it seem like there have been times that Anthony has stopped her from doing things and holding her back and stunting her growth. And then we look at Anthony and we're like, he stopped you? Anthony don't look like he could stop a fly. Anthony looks like he's like his hand-eye coordination is not good enough to be able to swat a fly. So please stop telling us that he's done something to you. I, in fact, do not believe that. I feel like you've done stuff to him. Like you have done what you've wanted to do. He's made himself clear about how he feels. And then you've felt resentful because you stopped doing something because he said it's going to make me feel some kind of way. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Whew. All right. What are you guys saying? When she saw him as a mime, it was hilarious. Love to see her with joint custody. Exactly. She can have a tone, but no, not you. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, he did that. Okay, yeah, all right. That was him being petty. She would be able to handle life without Anthony. I agree. She has no intention of doing it all. She should appreciate him for doing the support role and being a house husband. But even then, she was upset that Ben didn't want to go to her. That's not Anthony's fault, girl. That's your fault. Yeah, I agree. She wants to be a victim all the time. They just don't need to be together. They're fundamentally different two people, two goals, and that's a hard mountain to climb. I agree. When she raised this before with the lavender soap, she said, oh, well, I have investors. She can give it out, but she can't take it. Manon is the problem. It's just her attitude. As she perpetually is operating from a place of trauma and victimhood. Nobody supports me. Nobody loves me. I've always been told I was wrong. And I get that intrinsically. I get that. And I think that's why in the beginning I was like, she's coming from a place of hurt, guys. But then it's just like over and over again, Anthony. And I'm just like, at some point, he can't just continuously be beat up by you. Like, and that's what I feel like I'm seeing is him just beating her up, her just beating him up. So, all right, you guys, that is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back in 32 minutes to talk about 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. I have some strong feelings about that show. But thank you so much for joining me here. For those of you #replay gang, I hope you will travel over and check for 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. And yeah, you guys have a fantastic evening. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Ooh, sorry. Jump in the line, rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line, rock your body on time. Shake, 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 Sinora, shake your body right. What?